will be personally done with the Democratic Labour Party. It will not be part of a party where Ronnie Yearwood and Steve Blackett. Steve Blackett is disrespectful.
And then they expect Barbadians, right-thinking members of society, to vote for these people come election day, and you cannot even uphold the constitution of a party.
I never seen nothing like this yet in all my life.
I in solidarity with Mr. Blackett, our General Secretary. I got him behind bars, right on the inside. I can make sure that he get in.
They believe that they must disturb the marriage between this party and the suffering people of Barbados. They believe that that is their role.
Because if today had not gone the way it has gone, with you taking charge and the reinstatement, I do not know how we could all have trusted democracy, how we could trust the process of this country.
So, by now you've probably heard about the drama that unfolded at George Street last week. The Democratic Labour Party's 69th annual conference was thrown into chaos as internal divisions reached a boiling point. The conference was marred by intense infighting as factions within the party clashed over attempts to reinstate former President Dr. Ronnie Yearwood and former General Secretary Steve Blackett. Over the weekend, the situation escalated quickly, with loud outbursts, suspended meetings, and members being barred from the premises. To put it simply, last week was chaotic. But it didn't start that way. Friday night was a stark contrast to the tumult that followed. The conference opened with a gala where the party paid tributes to members who made significant contributions over the years. Saturday took a different turn. During the conference, a party member proposed that Second Vice President Walter Maloney chair the conference, which was voted on by some attendees. This quickly followed by a vote to reinstate Yearwood and Blackett, escalating tensions dramatically at the Arrow Walton Barrow Auditorium. It was at this point that the meeting was briefly suspended, and the Young Democrats issued a statement to the press.
3 motions were tabled today at the annual conference, which is the highest decision-making body of the Democratic Labour Party. It's a members-based institution. The first motion was tabled and seconded and passed, which made Walter Maloney, the second vice president of the Democratic Labour Party, the chair of today's proceedings. Second motion was tabled, seconded, and it was voted upon, and it carried as well, and that was to suspend Rule 39F of the Democratic Labour Party's constitution, which required 30 days notice to the General Secretary to discuss any of the business. And a third motion was tabled, seconded, and it was carried, and this motion declared the tribunal that suspended and expelled Dr. Ronnie Yearwood and Mr. Stephen Blackett from the Democratic Labour Party to be null and void, because it was comprised of a biased tribunal, and the motion also reinstated Dr. Ronnie Yearwood and Mr. Stephen Blackett as the President and General Secretary of the Democratic Labour Party with immediate effect.
Blackett, who was not initially present, arrived about an hour after this development.
I am over the moon this morning.
Oh yeah. Praise the
I
Lord.
am elated. My faith in this party has been renewed. Renewed. I tell you something. It was raining. I tell you that over the last few weeks.
Oh yeah. But
it's absolutely meaning that this is people power at work here this morning. The people have turned up for us, and therefore I am absolutely thankful to them.
At 1:30, the interim leadership held a media briefing, making it clear that there was no reinstatement of members.
We had a group of persons entering the auditorium here at George Street and sought to disrupt our meeting. They claim to have raised some motion on the floor. Of course, the motion could not have been entertained because the meeting had not even started. They subsequently went to the press and told and made some comment about the reinstatement of 2 expelled members from the Democratic Labour Party. So I just want to clear the air on that. It is false news, it is false information.
Afterwards, efforts were made to restore order and resume the day's business. However, that failed and the situation rapidly worsened. Dr. Yearwood then spoke to the press.
You're going to deny and tell me that these members in here can't get up on a point of order and move a motion at their annual conference, which is the members' peace conference, one vote, one vote. That's what it is. It's a simple. And the other argument is, you think that this is here? I was not present. The members who were
I was present. So I was talking to your president of the Democrats. I was present this morning. It was called the order and said prayer which was said, the national anthem was played, and the meeting was called to order. I rose on the point of order and we asked for motions to come forward. The motion was seconded, it was voted for, and the majority of the members in here voted in favor of all of the motions which were put forward. Let it be very clear. It was a democratic process, and that democratic process was followed to the T. That is not how we operate.
The interim president, Andre Worrell, again suspended the meeting, and Dr. Yearwood took to the platform to speak with his supporters.
You saw the young people in this room. You saw the young people taking charge of the motions today. You saw the young people for the first time in a long time in charge of the Democratic Labour Party. That is a sign of progress. Why would you want to snuff that out? Why would you want to stamp it out? And the only reason, the only conclusion I could come to is that you have lost something in your own life that you're trying to regain, but you will not regain it on the back of the Democratic Labour Party or the people of this country.
The leader of the opposition, Ralph Thorne, then held another press conference. There, he criticized the police's handling of the matter.
I regret to say to you that we believe that this conference lost the protection of the Barbados Police Service. That's a very serious thing to say. I believe we had a police presence in the first place, and a complaint was made to the police that the conference was being disrupted, that there was a breach of the peace, and we were given an undertaking that that breach of the peace would be dealt with by having these persons excluded from the room. I told them I was not interested in arrest, imprisonment. All I was interested in, and we were interested in, was that these persons should be politely asked to remove themselves so that we could conduct our business.
And that culminated the day's event, with Worrell stating that conference business will resume the following day.
We will continue tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock with the church service. We will have breakfast before that, starting from 8 o'clock. We're asking all members to come out tomorrow morning for the church service.
It was worship on the inside. However, on the outside,
Don't tell me the senators get excluded.
some members singled out and told they couldn't enter the compound, including Yearwood and Blackett.
It's a very sad day for the democracy of this country. I know I used those words, I said it was a dark day last week. I don't know how much further as a party that we can go, but we seem to have gone further this morning. This morning, legitimate members of this party have been locked out of the annual conference of the Democratic Labour Party. The annual conference of the Democratic Labour Party is a members-based conference.
Today, you have a conference that is made up of the members who have a right to be in here, and then you decide that you want to stop. So it's just a series of events that continue. The idea is to delegitimize the members of this organization. And I don't know how long this is going to continue, but I'll say this, when I came here this morning, and I was allowed to go in there, I still wasn't going in. Because I would have to stand in solidarity with my brothers and sisters who are members of this organization and have been refused to go in.
After the church service, then came the leader of the opposition address to the party, which got underway at 4 o'clock. And yes, all eyes were on Ralph Thorne, who many were eager to hear what he had to say about the party's division and the way forward.
There will be no negotiation with those who have been sent to undermine and destabilize us. We feel satisfied that we are winning the confidence and the support of the people.
During his speech, two major announcements were made: a new shadow cabinet and the removal of Tricia Watson as opposition senator.
By the powers vested in me by sections 39 and 36 of the Constitution of Barbados, I announce that Senator Walters will be joined by a new senator when the Honorable Senate resumes its business.
After that weekend, there are still many unanswered questions about the future of the party. What's certain, however, is that the opposition leader is determined to rally his supporters and address the pressing issues of the country. With the announcement of a new shadow cabinet and changes in the upper house, replacing Tricia Watson with Andre Worrell, steps are being taken. But with a deep fracture still dividing the party, the question lingers: can the DLP heal, unite under one philosophy, one direction, and one leader? Only time will tell.